Remote culture and society of our subject peoples, let us first explain their nomenclature. The name Illyrians is an exonym that was used by the Greeks to describe most of the tribal populations living in the Western Balkans, with a few coastal exceptions, such as the Ligurians. The origin of the word Illyrian is unclear, though some theories claim that it may have been the indigenous name of a small group of southern tribes near Lake Ohrid that was then expanded by the Greeks to all similar peoples in a wider region. Due to this, it is unclear if all the people described in classical texts as Illyrian had similar cultures and languages, or if Illyrian was a catch-all term used by the Greek and Romans to describe many different cultures within the Western Balkans. Trying to pin down the Illyrians chronologically also presents significant difficulties. The name first appears in the historical record in the 6th century BCE, but could have been in use much earlier, since the Greeks were trading with the coastal regions of Illyria centuries before that. The Illyrian name faded out of the historical record in the 7th century CE, by which time it referred not to a people but to a Byzantine province named in the Western Balkans, named after the ancestral peoples of the region. Thus, we are not sure if the Illyrian peoples disappeared or evolved into another modern group. In this video, we will focus on the classical, Hellenistic and Roman periods of Illyria and its peoples, but we'll touch on earlier and later periods as well. The origins of the Illyrians are elusive. We don't know if they had any proven connections to any previous Paleolithic, Neolithic and Bronze Age cultures in the Western Balkans, and thus are unsure if the Illyrians are indigenous to the region or moved in at some point in the mists of prehistory and assimilated any previous inhabitants. In Greek mythology, the Illyrians were described to have come from a patriarch called Illyrios, who was either the son of the Odyssean Cyclops Polyphemus and the Nereid Galatea, or of the Phoenician prince Cadmos and Harmonia, the daughter of Ares and Aphrodite. The earliest known mention of the Illyrians in the historical record comes from surviving fragments of the Greek writer Hecataeus of Miletos, who describes a few coastal cities on the Adriatic coast, such as Oigantium, as belonging to the Illyrians. When the Greeks began to colonize coastal regions in the Mediterranean from around 900 BCE, we can assume that they connected with the Illyrians through both inland and coastal trade. Moreover, we can assume that the Macedonians of northern Hellas, whose lands bordered Illyria, had ample interactions with the Illyrian tribes as well. The Illyrians during this period likely only existed as highly regionalized and fragmented tribal groups, so Illyrianization of other local groups is also possible during this period, as the culture began to spread through trade. As the Archaic period progressed, power structures within the Illyrian people